Hey guys, welcome back to new video. Today we will be making a magic lamp. We want to know how to make super simple calculator which can perform operations like addition, multiplication, division and subtraction. Hey guys, the code which you can see on the screen, it is a code of Keypad. I'm talking about 4x4 Keypad. The first thing is that here we are using the library that is keypad.h. The another thing is that basically we are telling that here we are using a 4x4 keypad. You can see that this is a variable and it is holding a value 4 in it. There is another variable, it is also holding a value 4 in it. Now, the next part of code, it is telling that we are creating a 2D array. The type of array, it's character type array. And the name of the array is hexa keys and it is a 2D array. Here you can see that we are passing total number of 16 values inside an array because it is a 4x4 two-dimensional array. So 4x4, that is 16, so you can pass 16 number of values inside it. Now here we are using a 1D array. The name of the array is row pins, and the value which we are storing here, that is nothing but that are the digital pin numbers. That means here, let me tell you, there are total 8 number of pin numbers are there in keypad. So there are 4 rows and 4 columns. So row 1 is connected to pin number 10 of Arduino, row 2 is connected to pin number 11 of Arduino, row 3 is connected to pin number 12 of Arduino, and row 4 is connected to pin number 13 of Arduino. In the same way, the column pins. The column pin number 1 is connected to pin number 6, pin number 7, pin number 8, and column 4 is connected to pin number 9. So this is what exactly the 1D array we are using here. Custom keypad is the object of keypad library, and we are passing 5 arguments. Row pins is basically the pin number of the Arduino and which is connected to the rows of keypad. Same for column pins are the pins of Arduino and which is connected to the columns of keypad. Now let's move on towards the void setup. So it is nothing but serial.begin 9600, nothing special. And in the void loop, we are using a character data type and the variable. The name of the variable is custom key. So inside the custom key, we are holding the value. So whatever the number you are pressing, its value is stored in custom key, and by applying a condition we are printing the value on the serial monitor. Let's see, I'm pressing 1. You can see on the serial monitor 2, then 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, A, B, C, D, hash and asterisk. So that's it. You can see that whatever the numbers I am pressing on the keypad, based on that the numbers are printing on the serial monitor. In 7 segment display, these are known as segments. So there are total 7 number of segments are there. That's why it is known as 7 segment display. And this is nothing but it is decimal point. If I'm talking about common cathode, then what should happen? I told you that it's a 7 segment display. That means there should be total number of 7 LEDs. 7 LEDs will be having 7 ground. So when all the ground of LEDs are connected together, that is called common cathode. So what we did, we just connected the ground of all the LEDs by attaching a resistor in between with ground. So that is called common cathode. Okay. Now what we have to do, let's say I want to display 1 on 7 segment display. So what I will do, This is A, this is B, this is C, D, E, F, and G. Now, what's my task? My task is to show number 1 on 7 segment display. So already all the LEDs ground is connected to the ground. Now what I have to do, I just have to connect the LEDs to the digital pin. So what I will do, I'll just connect the B1 with positive of Arduino. So there are two ways, either you can connect it to the positive or you can just connect it to the digital pin and then you can write down the code. So one is displayed just by activating B and C. I displayed number 1 on 7 segment display. In the same way, let's say I want to show number 2 on 7 segment display. So it's pretty simple now. What I'll do, I'll just activate A, B, G, E, and D. That's it. In the same way, if I want to print 3, I'll just activate those LEDs. So what exactly I'm doing here? You can see that in the starting of the code, a library, cool keypad library is added. And after that, you can see that, yeah, there are some variables I'm using. So variable A is holding a value 2, B is holding a value 3, C is holding 4. So these are nothing but these are the digital pins. So the value of digital pins are stored inside a variable and I can't change the value of the variables because I wrote const in front of it. So the value is constant. I can't change. Now you can see that this is the connection of keypad. You can see here I used almost all the digital pins. That's why for columns I'm using analog pins. This much of code you are already aware, the keypad code you are already aware, so we are not going to repeat the same thing again. Now let's move on towards the void setup part. So in the void setup, let's see what exactly we are doing. So we have to write the pin mode for each and every digital pin. So what I did, I just use a for loop inside the void setup. That's it, nothing special. And in the void loop, what I'm doing, I'm just getting the value. While I'm pressing the keypad, I'm just getting some values, right? So that values are stored inside a variable that is custom key. What I'm doing here, I'm just applying the condition. If custom key is equals to 1, right? So what I have to do, I just have to print the value. So what I'm doing, I'm just writing B as 1 and C as 1. The same is applied for another one also. Okay guys, now it's time to print number 2 on 7 segment display. So this is the condition. If custom key is double equals to 2, 2 is nothing but it's a character, right? It's not an integer value, it's a character. So we are just comparing, and if the condition is true, then what will happen? It will print number 2 on 7 segment display. Here 1 is nothing but it's high. That particular digital pin will become high. High means on. Same for 3. If custom key is, we are just comparing, that means if you pressed 3 number on keypad, so what will happen? This condition, it will become true, and whatever the code is written inside this flower bracket, it will get executed. So number 3 will be printed on 7 segment display. It's just the combination of keypad and 7 segment display. I thought that let's start writing that code. So what we'll do, I'll write integer IR is equals to, let's say IR sensor, its input pin is connected to digital pin number 3 of Arduino, and integer lamp is equals to 5. These are the digital pins, so we will add const also. Here also I'll add const so that I can't change the value of variable. It will become fixed. Now in the void setup, I'll write serl serial dot begin 9600. It's the baud rate, and it's time to write the pin mode for both the pins which we are using. Pin mode IR is acting as its mode is input. Sorry, and pin mode lamp is output. That's it. Both the pin modes are completed. Now what I'll do, I'll create one more variable, integer a. So this particular variable, it will be holding the value, right? So when you'll be placing your hand near to IR sensor, it will send a signal. So that signal value will be hold inside this particular variable. So we will be using digital read, digital read to read the signal value from IR variable. Okay. Now, if you want, you can print the value also. Serial serial dot print ln a. Okay, you have printed the value. Now let's write the condition. If a is equals to high, sorry, I think I am high. If a is equals to high, then what we have to do? We just have to turn on the lamp. So let's write the code. Digital write. Digital write lamp comma high. Else, where is my another curly bracket? Okay. Digital digitl digital write lamp comma low. That's it. So this is the pretty simple code of lamp. Now you know the process, what we have to do, tools, and upload the code. So this is what exactly the code. Okay, let's discuss the calculator code. These are the all important libraries are required. Here, this line of code is defining the width and the height of OLED display, that is 128 cross 64. This line of code is already discussed. You can just check it once, the keypad.h code, so you will understand all the things. We are doing nothing, but here we are creating a 2D array, that is the mapping of keypad. Okay, now let's start the code from here. Long is nothing but it is a data type, and here these are the three variables, num1, num2, and number. Then the another data type, and here we are passing two variables, that is key and action. And the boolean, inside boolean we are passing a value that is false. Okay, so boolean is the data type, and inside the result variable we are passing a value that is false. Okay, now let's move on towards the void setup part. So in the void setup part, what we are doing, we are just writing the code for printing by robotics.io, and after displaying 2 seconds the text will be erased. So in this line of code we are just calling the function based on the conditions. Now here there is a function void detect buttons. Before that, we are just clearing the text, whatever it is written on OLED display. And then if key is equals to character asterisk, that means a cancel button is pressed. And if a cancel button is pressed, so button cancel will be printed on serial monitor, and number num1, num2 will assign as 0. And in the action are nothing, that is the operations like plus, minus, into, divide. So no action will be performed because we had pressed the clear button, and result will become false. So result is nothing but it is a variable which holds boolean value. If key equal to 1, so we are just comparing, and if this particular condition is satisfied, then what will happen, then button will be printed on the serial monitor. If number is equals to 0, we are just checking the condition. If number is equals to 0, then one value will assign to variable number. Else what will happen, that means if I pressed the same button twice, so 1, let's say I pressed 1, if I am pressing again 1, that is 11. So this else condition will be executed, and what will happen, number into 10, so what it will become, 1 into 10, it will become 10, and it will add 1 to it, it will become 11. I hope you understood what I mean to say. The same will happen over here also. We are checking the same thing, it's the same condition, but the number is changed, it is number 4. The same thing is applied for 7. When you press the 7 button, it is just checking that how many times the 7 button is pressed, once or twice. If it is pressed once, so 7 number it will be. If it is pressed twice, so else condition will be executed, and it will become 77. The same will go on, same will go on. Yeah, here you have to understand one thing. If key is equal to hash, we are comparing that when you press a hash button, so hash is basically a equal to button, right? So what will happen, whatever the value is stored inside this variable, that value will store inside num2. Okay, and result is equal to true. So when result will become true, so what will happen, yeah, so here you can see, if result is equal to true, so what will happen, then we will be calling calculate result function. Now where is calculate result, yeah, here is the calculate result. So if you will perform, the action button is addition, so addition will be performed, and what will happen, number equals to num1 plus num2. Okay, addition will be performed, and then after that it's time to display the result on OLED display. So here we are just deciding the cursors, that at which position the numbers will be displayed on OLED display. So we are just printing the numbers on OLED display by calling display result, and that's it. This is the overall code. But before pressing the equal to button, you have to press the operation. what exactly the operation you want to perform, like addition, multiplication, subtraction, and division. Let's explore that part of code. If key equal to A, or key equal to B, C, D. So whatever the value is present inside variable number, that value is assigned to a variable num1, and number is becoming 0. Now, number variable again becoming 0, that means we have to type the second number. So whatever the second number you will be pressing, after that you will be pressing equal to button. So when equal to button will be pressed, then what will happen? Let's see. Where is equal to button? Yeah. So equal to button, you can see inside equal to button what is happening. The number variable, it is passing the value inside num2, and it is making result is equals to true. After that, what will happen when result will become true? So this particular condition will be executed, and then it is calling a function, that is display result. So display result will be executed, and it will just perform the operation, and the results will be displayed on OLED display. So that is what exactly the code. You can see that here, void calculation, void calculate result, it's a function. The task of this function is to perform the operation. If you are pressing the action button A, that is for addition. So what will happen? Whatever the values are present inside the variables, so operation will be performed. If you will be pressing B, so the action button, that performs a operation, that is subtraction. So this variables, it will be holding some values, and the operation will be performed. So that is what exactly the code of calculator project. I hope you understood the overall code.